Currently on 11 Alive, we are hearing from the nurse who tried to help Migos rapper TakeOff as he took his final breaths after being shot this week outside a bowling alley in downtown Houston. It comes as police in Houston plead for information. They say no one is talking. They're trying to get some info to help them identify and arrest potential suspects. The nurse tells 11 Alive she doesn't feel safe revealing her identity until police capture whoever pulled the trigger. John Sherrick has the story.
She is still traumatized, a veteran nurse of 30 years, sometimes weeping at what is seared into her mind.
And I heard pow, 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 and it stopped.
Then she heard screams. The nurse lives in an apartment in Houston, near the bowling alley where Atlanta's own TakeOff was shot to death outside. She didn't know at first that it was TakeOff who had just been shot. She didn't know that the man screaming for help was TakeOff's uncle, Quavo, two of the three members of the world-renowned group Migos. The nurse first ran out to her balcony.
My neighbors were underneath me. I said, "Did y'all hear that?" That sounded like gunshots.
And at that, the nurse ran outside, through the crowd, shouting, "I'm a nurse, I'm a nurse." Quavo shouting, "Please, please help." She kneeled next to TakeOff.
His head was this way and up, and his eyes were rolled back and fixed.
The nurse, now a target of social media critics who have watched videos from the scene and say she didn't do enough, didn't do CPR.
That would not be appropriate, especially with a gunshot wound. You would never do CPR because you would be circulating the blood,
which would cause even more blood loss through the wounds. She applied pressure to the wounds, soon realizing she was too late, and she broke down in tears, learning hours later that it was TakeOff who was in her arms. Moments seared into her mind. This nurse speaking out now, trying to convey words of comfort to TakeOff's family.
And I just want something good to come out of this. Somebody to know that good people sometimes show up just because.